Hello Beatbox family, Robin versus Kristóf. I'm gonna do what I did last video where I rewatched both of them off camera and came back with some notes and what I would score the rounds. At the end of everything, I had Robin winning by 6 points, although I could probably change some scores around to make it a bit closer. I'm super anxious to get right into this, but beforehand, I just want to mention that only about 5% of you guys are subscribed. I used to be above 5%, but now I'm back below 5%, so I'd really appreciate, even if you're not going to watch all my videos, if you subscribe, if you're going to watch even some of them. It really helped me out because getting to 1,000 means that I can monetize my videos, and I'm not really good at much else, so that'd be life-changing for me. Yeah, let's get right in.
Robin versus Kristóf. Up next is Robin with 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. I say the tree, and I say the two.
I saw on Instagram that he's in the hot air balloon. I didn't hear any of the round, but
Beatbox.
Hey Kristóf, so you attack me on my mix.
yeah.
It's called style, bro.
Yes. Basically what I said there. I like how they lit the fire right before the round started. I know he's in the hot air balloon, but the feel I get is very floaty from the music. It's very bouncy and vibrant.
I'm playing with the elements, breathing the mist, dancing with the clouds. I'm on a run for summit, looking for the unexpected. Hey Kristóf, I have to tell you the truth.
And that's time.
This is really insignificant, but I'm surprised they didn't go to negative 1 second. I love this man. I love. At first, I was thinking about how this is such a great finale feel, especially with the long, elongated notes that he was singing. It could just be like a placebo effect, but it felt very climactic. I feel like Robin's very good at incorporating a theme into his music. I could definitely see him like making music for a movie. It's very it's very fitting, the music that he picks every single time. I don't know what the arpeggios reminded me of, as well as the tonality of that melody, but it just reminded me of like floatiness. To sort of speak about the critiques, I guess, that I have about it, while it was very climactic, I didn't really see much that was special about it, and I was sort of hoping for his finale to be more like, I don't know, crazy. But at the same time, that's like what he expects us to do, and he just creates a solid, good track. Whereas this wouldn't be great in a live battle format. He's really able to stray away from like, oh, we just got a cool drop here, and like, ooh, here's some cool technique I showed you that is super unique. This man's just out here making great music and great tracks with great themes, great sounds to match the theme, as well as the theme of the song, but also the theme of where he's situated, where he's located. I think it would be cool. I remember from KBA's second round where he had the 2 camera angles. I had this idea in my mind that it would be cool if you had a second camera angle that was a drone that you could switch to. So like sometimes it would just be like a drone slowly circling the hot air balloon. It'd look really cinematic. I mean, I feel like I'm asking for too much. I mean, the man went up on a hot air balloon just to film around for this beatbox competition. I was surprised that he even like mentioned Kristóf's name during the thing, because during his like last 2 rounds, well, his last 2 final rounds against his last 2 opponents, he really just made a solid track on its own that could be interpreted in different ways than just for this competition. But he decided this time to directly mention Kristóf during the track. First run through watching that, I think it is definitely beatable, so I'm intrigued what Kristóf will do, as well as I'm sure at the beginning of his round he'll have something to say. He always has a lot to say before his rounds, starting with his battle against Josh O.
With the 1 in 3, 2, 1, beatbox.
Robin, lack of low cutting, bad EQing, and bad compression is not style. You have to understand it. What is this lion thing?
Lion? I see. I like the lighting. That's sick. It's like enemies round against Ridmind.
como darko, ciaccio como darko, videlo levelem, videlo levelem.
I'm not crazy about his voice being so auto-tuned. Can I open my eyes? I'm gonna open my eyes. I feel like the ASMR portion is done. I love the sound of that, and the melody is sick.
And that's time.
I appreciate that he tried that, and I don't mean to say I appreciate he tried that like he tried and failed. I just think that's a very ballsy thing to do. I did follow his well, not the shush part. I closed my eyes, but I didn't stop talking. I sort of took that as just experience the soundscape. And so I don't remember much specifically. I really liked the beginning and I really liked the end. There were parts of both that I could critique, especially about the beginning. In my mind, immediately I drew the comparison to Enemies' second round against Rhythmine in the final of the 2019 GBB Loop Station battle. Enemies' sounds sounded a lot more organic. I loved especially the owl sound that he did. There were a couple sounds that I noted in my mind that that sort of seemed like it was coming from a human and weren't executed incredibly well. And so that took away from the experience just a tiny bit, but I think overall the intro was very relaxing. The scene that he created in your mind was, well, the scene that he created in my mind was pretty cool to have done. I loved the performance element. It's weird, performance element which involves closing your eyes, which in a way prevents you from seeing him perform. I did have this idea right soon after I opened my eyes again, that he should have had some like whispery like open your eyes or something like that to tell the viewer that it's okay to open their eyes, because that section, which is more ASMR feely, has sort of transitioned into the more electronic sound, which is then going to be mixed in with the organic sounds that he had prior. I did, of course, mention at near the beginning when he started singing that I wasn't crazy about how auto-tuned it was. It seemed a bit, but it just seemed a bit harsh. So that's more of a subjective thing. I can see a lot of people maybe liking that, but... And then when he transitioned into the part after that, which took out a lot of those sounds and left more of a distorted bass as sort of a change of pace and sort of transitioning into adding everything together at the end, I wasn't crazy about how absent it felt of noise after it was so colorful and like a lot was happening, but it wasn't too much. It was peaceful, but then when he switched over to that, it felt like a bit absent and like I was missing something. But I guess that could be seen as a positive if you were to take some sort of artistic approach to the analysis of like, oh, well, he's saying that like there's an absence and then it joins together or something along those lines. I was really happy that he didn't decide to go overboard with the electronic sounds. I mean, it would have been really hard to do with the style of music that he would have had to clash these with, but I think he did it in such a way that wasn't too, it didn't sound too weird. I mean, in fact, I think the ending was very fitting. Everything meshed together pretty well. In my opinion, upon first, my first thoughts when comparing the two is that I liked both rounds, I think, equally enough to where I don't think it would make enough if Kristóf won this to be more than 6-point difference for me to give it to Kristóf in the end, but people I'm sure gave that first round to Kristóf. There are some people that did that, so basically what I'm saying is this is gonna be very close, I imagine. It's very possible we have Sorrow on one end, Inky on, well, Sorrow on Robin's side and Inky on Kristóf's side, and then Rhythmind yet again being the deciding vote. But other than that, I'm not entirely sure. I think I would have Robin winning by a little bit, as I said previously, but I'll have to listen through these again. I'll be right back, and the lighting is gonna be a lot worse. I mean, the sun's pretty much already down already, but the lighting's gonna be a lot worse when I come back. Yeah, I'll be right back, and I'm gonna listen to these again. Oh man. I try not to curse in these, but this is just too fucking close. Both these rounds are incredible. Robin's journey has been incredible. Kristóf's, I think, less so, but he really stepped up to bat. I took a lot of notes, so I'm not going to waste your time by going through all of them on this video. I've got them, I can pull it up right here. I wrote them all down. I'll put the pinned comment will probably be me. I'll type these all out so you can, if you can't read my handwriting, especially in certain parts, it's a lot worse. My main takeaways though were opposite of what I thought with their first rounds, where I thought maybe Kristóf's even winning this, and then after listening back I found a lot more to criticize about Kristóf's round than I did Robin's round. I liked Robin's round a lot more after listening to it a lot. This time I found some things that I didn't, a lot more things that I didn't like about Robin's round than I did Kristóf's round. I really liked Kristóf's round more and more the more I listened to it. It's not a style of music that I'd listen to, but I sort of like the folk, the Hungarian folklore sort of feel, and in the latter part, the Goa or the Psytrance or whatever, the high-pitched melody at the end there, just really great. And the way he even just like he just made the noise a little bit at the end with the high pitched, and it sounded like a seagull. Basically, what I'm saying is that after this round, I liked Kristóf's second round more than Robin's second round for sure. So now it's just, well, I did the points and I know who won for me personally, but yeah, it now it just comes down to, did I like Robin's first round more than I liked Kristóf's first round, or did I like Kristóf's second round more than I liked Robin's second round? Man, you know, I was gonna just skip over this part, but yeah, I'll just quickly go through my notes and explain what they mean. I'll try to make this as quick as I can. So I'm done with the notes section. If you're still here, I guess you just like to hear me talk, because I'm at this point, I just don't care how long this video is gonna be, as long as I don't spend any second that's boring, and I make sure to fill as much information in there as possible. But yeah, now for the scores I gave. I just have the corner of the image here with the scores on it. So this is what I gave Robin's round. I did have a lot more to critique about this round than I did his last round, and then I did Kristóf's second round. So Kristóf's round, I'll let you know, is greater than 86, but I won't let you know by how much yet. So a 17 for performance. I feel like comparing it to the performance of his other rounds, he was a lot more, I mean, I'm not taking into consideration the fact that he was up in a hot air balloon, because I think that's kind of unfair to take that into consideration. I can definitely appreciate it, but I think his performance altogether wasn't very specially. I mean, there wasn't many places to move around in the basket, but I felt like he was pretty static, and I read that he is afraid of heights, so I think it's also kind of fair that his performance wasn't fantastic, because he did have to film that relatively high up in the sky, which is doesn't seem like it would be fun for someone who's scared of heights. Musicality 17, I really liked a lot of it, but I think there were some parts of it that I didn't like subjectively. It's hard to know what's technicality and what's musicality some of the time. With technicality, I put it down quite a bit because of the mix, just personally, with everything that I said right before this. And then I still felt like it was pretty original, and I liked a lot of the theme and everything, and he's very creative. He's a very creative guy. So I still gave him 36 there, and ending is with a score of 86. Bam. Now I got, yeah, so these are Kristóf's scores at 17, same as Robin. I feel like he was very interesting to watch, and he was pretty charismatic in this one. He really sold it, especially with like the high notes at the end. I loved his mannerisms in which he performed. It was quite intriguing and fun to watch. Musicality, after all of this, I mean, I just love the evolution of everything. I think definitely some parts of it could be fixed, but I think overall it was really near perfect in that respect for me. Then 18 for technicality. This is one I'm not really sure about, honestly, but whatever. I feel like it was a bit more technical than Robin's was, while Robin was sort of more musical, or at least tried to be more musical and just creative and original. I feel like it wasn't as technologically advanced or technically advanced as Kristóf's, so I gave him 2 more points there. And I just really like how ballsy Kristóf went. He really just had a fantastic psytrance track, and mixing the Hungarian in there, very patriotic, I guess. Just really love and respect the vibe that he created with his track, and so much of it just worked so well. And I don't know, I'm trying to find words for it, and I don't think I can really put it into words. But yeah, you see the 86 versus 93, that's a 7-point difference. If you watched my previous video, you'd know that I gave Robin the win there by 6 points, meaning that after all is said and done, I have Kristóf winning by 1 point, which is a pretty close score. It was crazy after I ran through and I made all these scores, and after adding them all up together, I was like, okay, I guess these guys really were that close. I'm a bit torn because I think overall throughout the competition, Robin did better, but I think Kristóf really impressed me with these 2 rounds that he made. Especially the last one, I really love that one. Yeah, so that's pretty much, I don't have anything else to say. Thank fuck, because I do need to stop talking. I feel like the reason I want to keep talking though is just because I don't want this to end. This KBB has been really something special. Just everyone pushing each other to their limits, and I'm sure all of them were grinding really hard, figuring out, I mean, the turnaround times for some of these lyrics to be made, and all these comebacks that they've made, everything really great. And like they got the Mark II just before the competition started, and they've just learned how to use this new machine. I mean, it's similar to the original version, obviously, but I think you really saw over the course of the competition people finding out new sorts of things they can do, and so the music just got better and better. I mean, also because it was more competitive near the end, just like how tournaments work. Yeah, don't have much more to say other than I really love this experience. I mean, I just said that, but I don't know if there is much more I can say. So into the outro, you can check out all the regular links in the description. Please like, comment, subscribe. Of course, I'm gonna ask you to do that. Please subscribe. It'd mean a lot to me, especially that one. I really hope to just keep growing, grow every part, the video quality, the mic quality, I mean everything. And I think the first part to that is to be able to actually be making some money out of that, which requires 1,000 subs. So to get to that goal would just be life-changing for me. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I'm coming out with some other video at some point. hopefully the following day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you, Beatbox family.